Welcome back everybody to yet again another series of the 1v1 with a twist, brought to you by your hosts Will and Rob of course, and well, to say the least, it's looking to be an interesting showdown for you folks at home today.
That's right, Will. The newcomer Lylac once again returning to battle it out with Clowner, playing on another one of her favourite picks today, the Symmetra 1v1, taking place between these players. And it's going to be interesting, especially because of that last game. Clowner coming out on top of the Zenyatta, Lylac's main hero. But she's looking to turn that story the other way round, as we have once again another one of her favourite picks here today.
I think strangely enough, the only person who's been able to win on one of their favour picks was Get Dazzled right at the start of the season on Sigma.
God, I completely forgot about that.
Hopefully looking to see him make a return in this series soon again. But today isn't about him, Rob. Let's look at the Symmetra stats of Lylac and Clowner, brought to us by StatChad, the leading service in dispensing statistics.
A fairly low playtime here coming in from Clowner. A very nice damage and elimination output though, with a rather impressive best damage block stat, 10,000 in one game.
I mean that's great, but doesn't really scream anything crazy at us, not until compared to the opposite end of the scale, with Lylac's Symmetra stats showing up and not displaying a difference of much significance here, Rob. More experience of course with the character, slightly lower damage output from Lylac, but the thing I'm looking at is that secondary fire accuracy difference. Significantly higher from Clowner's end of the scale.
Now to the Overwatch players watching this at home, let us know if you can compare to these players' stats. Make sure to let us know in the comments down below which ones you beat.
I reckon I've probably got pretty close to Clowner's stats there. I'd say I'm probably identical to almost all of them.
Hold your horses now, Will. There's a reason you're in the commentator's booth. I'd say these stats indicate a fairly even playing field. Maybe tipping towards Clowner a little bit with the stats. But the experience does show to come in handy for some of these 1v1s. Experience with all the different aspects of Symmetra's kit.
And how's that going to be tested, Rob?
Well, I'm glad you asked. This 1v1 will be broken down into 3 rounds to test these players on their adaptability and their skills with different aspects of Symmetra's kit. The first round of these 3 is the standard Symmetra battle, taking place on Oasis City Centre. Same as always, Symmetra's unchanged kit, the best of 5 on a rather fitting map. Sticking with the fitting maps, we move a few blocks down to the Oasis University for round 2. Turret Frenzy. Pretty much everything is banned except for Symmetra's turrets. These turrets come up on a faster cooldown than usual, and you've got to plant your turrets strategically, both offensively and defensively to keep yourself alive. Symmetra's lower health ball is going to make it even more dangerous to be taking any damage from those turrets. And of course, best of 5 slices the bread. And the final round of 3, ruining the Oasis trifecta I thought we had going on here, is the Symmetra dodgeball round, taking place on Hanamura. Winter version I think that is? Similarly to the last round, pretty much her whole kit is banned except for the secondary fire this time. The ultimate cost has been significantly reduced, along with her movement speed increased, and once again, Symmetra's feeling a little under the weather, gonna have that health reduction of 50%. It's a deathmatch, and first to 8 final blows wins Symmetra dodgeball. Remember how earlier we were talking about that secondary fire accuracy?
Yeah, I was just going to say that actually. That round's sure to be in Clowner's favour, surely. But whilst I've been blabbering, we've headed over to our first round now on Oasis City Centre. Let's see the kind of strategies these players are going to introduce right off the bat.
That's Clowner with the TP. Lylac holding back for now, possibly looking to use it later in the fight. Now pulling it out, gonna look to TP on the high ground of the point. That's turret set up on the side of the point structured by Clowner. Lylac set up a few of her own, scattering them around the point. Clowner's going to say no to that, going to shut those down right away. Lylac dropping to the low ground, but too busy looking at a turret to react for the quick combo from Clowner.
That's a perfect round for Clowner there. Well executed secondary fire into melee combo, played from that initial turret damage. Pretty cool first round for Clowner there. A good start from him, so let's hope Lylac is able to show us something promising into these next few rounds. Clowner heading mid. Lylac heading round to the jump pad, far edge side of the map. Turrets on the floor for Clowner, it looks like a TP bomb from him. Now sent to the high ground. Lylac landing now on the high ground, but that TP bomb is just too much. Simply not reacting in time to that surge of damage, flowing through up onto that high ground. That's 2 for Clowner, a monstrous start for the Shanghai Dragons wannabe.
Call that man Danghai Shaggins because he's almost there. Big plays coming through from Clowner here on these rounds, but Lylac, to put it simply, not given the appropriate reaction to these plays coming through from Clowner. She saw that TP come through. She should have had her secondary fire ready for those turrets. Not reacting to the turrets fast enough. And on that first round, it's the same story. She's got to step it up for this round in order to compete. Look for the more inspiring plays like Clowner here. Just barely scraping those cars on his flank route to Lilac's spawn side. Sneaking around, both players flipping sides as Lylac looking to head through the point from the middle. And Clowner once again sent out with that TP bomb. Indecisive about his angle here, as he's going to see that teleporter come through and respond with one of his own. The turret sent through the TP from Lylac, but is going to be quickly shut down.
Finding the right time for that damage, and that's the first shot onto Clowner. The second one charging up, and it's a haircut for Clowner, tripping the top of his head, but not before that bill comes through, and Clowner is unable to pay.
Lylac countering Clowner's style of play with the slower, defensive-based play style. Clowner pushing up fast on the high ground as Lylac once more not using that TP from spawn. I'm not sure if it's some advanced teleporter strategy I'm not aware of, but please do enlighten me, Will.
Nope, not a clue from me either.
That's Clowner now. The TP across from the high ground to the low ground on her side. This just took a rather interesting turn. Lylac heading back to the spawn area. The TP behind from Lylac, but no Lylac to be seen. A nice bait play from her emerging from the car. But Clowner very aggro with the beam and is going to force Lylac to back off and use that TP. TP now destroyed from Lylac and Clowner holding on to his. Looking to land an orb here, and he does find one onto Lylac. Low HP now, looking a little scared as Clowner is going to TP once again. Even further back now from Lilac's actual spawn room. This is very similar to that Cassidy matchup we saw with Dragon in Hat. Is that timer going to begin trickling down like it did last time? The TP comes out once again from Lylac, with Clowner backing around the corner, and he's going to use that TP to get behind Lylac. My goodness, that is very sneaky. She doesn't suspect a thing, and is going to begin tickling her with that beam, looking to get up to high charge and melt that HP down. Charged up from destroying that teleporter, the reload coming through from Clowner, straight back into the beaming now, but falling low himself. Not playing it too risky here, which is unusual to see from him. The retreating teleporter over to the bridge, and it's going to be a sneak peek of the dodgeball round before it's even started. Lylac getting very aggressive with the TP. Wow. Right up in Clowner's face, but is going to choose not to go through it for now.
Capture point.
That capture point opened up very shortly here as we begin to see a translation of these players now. Lylac in a hurry to get to the point is not going to turn around and fend for herself. And unfortunately, looking like it's going to cost her the round here, but Clowner just out of range, needing to reload his weapon, not able to land that melee. Lylac slips back into safety, almost fully capturing the point, but Clowner contesting just in time. Now looking for some predictive shots onto Clowner, but not looking overly fortunate now. Lylac searching for any turrets. She's resetting these turrets from the centre room, but Clowner snags them before they set up, each and every time. God, that is irritating to look at. Clowner taking that secondary fire to the face, beginning to get beamed down by Clowner, but the responsive damage comes through. Lylac falling into that turret trap for just a second there, but making it out with just a graze, and wow! That's the first time we're seeing an ultimate in the first round of any of these 1v1s. Clowner's going to begin his regen, but thankfully, Lylac now coming through, pushing out for that kill. My goodness, that was an absolute stonking round.
What an absolute catastrophe of a round that was. That was so tense to watch, but Lylac able to put these players in this last head-to-head of the round, crawling back up from 2-0 down, hunting for that reverse sweep of the first round.
I reckon she can definitely do it. She's playing a lot better now than she was in that first round.
Although saying that, Lylac once again not starting off with that TP. Gonna allow Clowner to begin with that point control, with turrets already set up as a strong start practically given to him. Clowner pushing up and around to the left side, trying to locate Lylac. Rightfully so, thinking that she was, probably still coming to the point from spawn. Lylac rotating around to the far side and is going to use that TP, but now realizing Clowner is pushed up pretty far, not going to find the use she was hoping for with that placement. And Lylac is going to send those turrets right through that teleporter, unfortunately landing on the wall behind the point, and is going to be quickly shut down by Clowner. Still playing from the middle here, not quite committing to a rotation just yet, but a quick flick of the wrist from Clowner, and that's a teleporter to the high ground now. Not finding an angle once more, and is going to drop down and now begin that hyper aggression onto Lylac. Turrets set up indoors from her. Clowner looking to beam them down for God knows what reason, and it's going to fall pretty down low because of it. Clowner trying to find utility of that beam charge he gained, but not getting LOS for long enough onto Lylac. Now pushed up close to each other, the beam comes out on both ends, not able to secure any major damage as of right now. The health is going to be regened. Not so much for Clowner's sake here, taking trickle from that microwave setup. Capture point. opening up in 20. And Clowner looking pretty sheepish here. Not focusing on one thing at a time, and that's a very favourable thing for Lylac for this first round. The reverse sweep coming through, down 2-0 with all hope lost. But able to crawl back here, adapting that play style to the more defensive style of play.
That was the real game decider there. That change in playstyle is what enabled her to get that secured damage when Clowner overstepped just a little bit more than he should have. And some of you will probably argue saying, well, Clowner just got unlucky. And that is true. There were moments where he was just not able to secure that kill that was right in front of his eyes. But it was some very promising Symmetra gameplay picking up at the end there. So, it's looking hopeful for the pink and blue. Let's see if she's able to keep that up as we head on to our second game on University, Turret Frenzy.
Got any suggestions for our hero choices and round game modes? Don't be shy, let us know down in the comments below. Symmetra.
The Turret Frenzy round now for the second round of this series after Lylac clutching that reverse sweep on the standard Symmetra battle, and I'm very curious to see how this one's going to play out.
I imagine a lot of mind games with those turret placements, because if you can place a turret down defensively, it'll actually aim at incoming turrets that are still mid-air. But it's looking like solid aggression we're seeing from both players. Clowner falling dangerously low. He ought to be more careful! Christ!
Lylac looking to come to the point from the high ground. Clowner still dangerously low health, not quite able to destroy these turrets. Just getting destroyed before they can even get planted into the wall. Some aggressive turrets to try and catch him out from Lylac, but a swift rotation allowing Clowner to avoid this one for now. Clowner pushing up, and it looks like, wow, he's able to turn this one around for himself. Lylac's backing off too far down. Doesn't look like she's going to be able to recontest that point in time. Lylac's in for a hard time, but the turrets come through from underneath. What a turnaround that was from Lylac.
What an intelligent play that was. I think we have an advantage as commentators, able to say what's going on. But even we could not suspect that one. I thought for sure that was Clowner's first round. Strong start for Lylac heading into Heat 2, and hopefully Clowner is able to develop more of a strategy this time, if he wants to keep up with Lylac. She's going to start on the far left side of the map, and something I forgot to mention, the capture point opens up a lot quicker than usual, so the fights have to be more confined on the point area. A little trade of turrets taking place from the opposite sides, as these players are going to have to start thinking about collapsing in on the point soon. That's a nice strategy from Clowner there, taking damage so his turrets can destroy the one already placed. He's going to look to hold this corner here, and Lylac with turrets set up on her side already, going to look to do the same. The counter turrets comes through from Clowner, an equal trade-off. The second comes through from Lylac, but Clowner just going to do the same thing, but that turret is just out of line of sight! Are you kidding me?
What an unfortunate way to lose a round there for Clowner. That turret just sitting an inch out of LOS. Just around the little corner divot of that wall. What a shame. Match point now for Lylac. We're going to see the reverse sweep now on round 2. Clowner 3-2 up, going to take us to the final round. I can be hopeful, right? Come on. He's sneaking up round to the left. Turret set up on point for Lylac, and the capture point's opening up momentarily. Lylac heading up to the right, but met by Clowner with the turret advantage. Luckily able to disengage before things get dicey. Now set up on point once more, and Clowner's in a bit of a pickle. Lylac's turrets surround the point, and Clowner's forced to rotate back around and engage from his starting side. Looking to rotate all the way round here, and Lylac's going to spot him and push up for it. But a nice bait play from Clowner makes some space for him on the point. The turret's in an unoptimal location for Lylac. Clowner pushing up fast onto Lylac, going to use all 3 of those turrets, and it's either get off the point or get melted down for Lylac. A beautifully patient zoning off the point from Clowner. I've got to touch wood by saying this, but like I was saying, the reverse sweep beginning to manifest here.
Well, let's not speak too soon. Potentially the final round coming to a start now as we see the players closing in on the point. The turrets traded. Clowner with a defensive turret able to shut down the aggressive one for Lylac. But she's using that center circle again. 2 turrets placed on the glass, now 3. Covering such a wide area of the point. Clowner trying to tank for his turrets. But even when he distracts one, the others shut it down. Clowner, low HP, recovering his turrets and regenerating health. Trying to find an angle, but those turrets are covering pretty much the whole of the point. He's not able to sneak around from any angle here. All 3 turrets just thrown into the hell pit. And looking to be a secured win for Lylac off that play. Clowner sneaking around the edge, melting away lower and lower. And that is such a nasty turret spot for the game mode. And that's Lylac's win off the second round. The third game of the series not even needed for her to claim her victory today. A great performance from her. Let's see if it's a dominant 3-0 finish from her, or if Clowner is able to make a point back from its overall map diff on Symmetra Dodgeball, coming up in just a second.
Overwatch League has partnered with sneaker brands all across the globe to bring you this exclusive bundle of collector's items. The Wave 1 bundle. Nike, New Balance, Adidas, Converse, and Puma. Partnered up with 5 of our East and West region teams. You don't want to miss out on this first bundle. Once they're gone, they're not coming back. This first bundle sells out in 2.5 hours. I'll be seeing you soon. Welcome back to Game 3 of this series, the Symmetra Dodgeball round. And we know the result of today's game already. Those first 2 game wins coming through for Lylac, making it impossible for Clowner to win this series today. But he can still lower his map diff from 3 to 1 if he is able to come out on top of this round. But Lylac looking very adaptive on this Symmetra. She might just be able to adjust to the kit changes on this round faster than Clowner can, but with his higher secondary fire accuracy, that's going to mean all the world more in Dodgeball. Let's see how this one's going to turn out for these players heading into the final game of today.
Fight. The true enemy of humanity.
Oh, a pretty blue HUD for the colour of Symmetra, and what in the aimbot? That flick! That flick! Not securing the kill, but very nearly. The swift rotation from Lylac. Clowner securing that kill, but Lylac very nearly securing one too. It takes just one shot, one fully charged shot that is, to secure a kill after those health reductions, so Lylac needs to work on charging those shots a bit more.
Clowner looking a little cocky on this one, and very deservingly shut down by Lylac there. Waiting up on the high ground perch. Eyes of a hawk. Rotating to point A now. Hearing those sound cues from Clowner, but not able to locate him. Gonna rotate to the indoor section next to the point A. Clowner on that high ground we saw Lylac on just a moment ago. But gonna drop down and take the fight to her. Going for the flick shot approach for this round. Likely his more comfortable aiming style. Lylac landing a shot once again, but not fully charged. Big damage from her, but meaningless if that follow through is unable to come through. Now reloading, and he's gonna catch her off guard there. 1 point up from Lylac.
Lylac, spawning on the far edge of the map. Clowner in the meantime rotating above point B, dropping down fast, must have heard those sound cues from Lylac. Some secondary splash landed onto Lylac, but nothing of major significance, and a quick shutdown from Lylac to finish this one off. Scores now equalised once again. Lylac moving up towards the stairs of point B and straight off of spawn! Getting absolutely camped by Lylac there. A great spawn prediction.
Even she got excited about that one. Engaging into this fight with the wall. A good use there. Clowner unable to advance at all without getting shut down, and you've got to be charging these shots! Clowner yet again, slivering her away with a mere 15 HP. Gonna look to engage with that wall. Now that is a very interesting use there. Trying to force Lylac out of position here. Lylac not falling for it, but it's gonna give Clowner that huge positional advantage to secure that kill. Very nicely done. Oh Jesus, I forgot that was even part of the map. Spawning on the far edge of point A. Clowner. He's very close and doesn't see Lylac peek around the edge of the point and gets shut down ever so quickly. Lylac advancing to the point B area. Clowner spawning way back into point B, coming through mid. That's some splash damage onto Clowner. Very good prediction shot from Lylac there. The rotation round to the right now, trying to snag a quick flick onto her, but unsuccessful in his attempts. The fight translating over the roofed area now. Clowner ducking out the window. Lylac's going to follow him down shortly after, but just a tumbleweed for her. Clowner on the high ground above, and he's going to have the advantage heading into this fight. A very close secondary fire to finish this one off. That's a score equalised once again at 4-4.
First to 8, remember, so only 4 more kills needed for these players. Lylac heading outdoors from point A, and that's such a close prediction. Lylac pushing across to the second building, and Clowner trying to hit one of these predictive shots onto her. Not going to find it right away, but the third time's the charm for him. Both of these players looking fairly equal on that photon barrier charge. Going to be able to use it in one of these last fights. Lylac spotting Clowner on the low ground, and once more just missing that prediction by a hair. Clowner pushing up fast on the high ground now, finding Lylac where he wanted her. Just 2 more kills for Clowner now to close off this game.
Lylac on point A, just chilling like a villain or penicillin. Clowner pushing up like Bob Dylan, looking to be killing the scared little sheep. Clowner with that wall coming up, gonna use it to gauge into this fight. Gonna back off slightly, and he does a Lylac. The uncharged shot directly hit onto her, leaving her so low, trying to splash some damage off the window. Not looking successful in his attempts as of now. It's Lylac's turn for the wall, gonna use it exiting point A, and advance onto Clowner with it. Some aggression from Lylac here too, forcing Clowner back into this little divot of the map, trying to peek and find a kill onto Lylac. Lylac now backing round to the first point area, whilst reloading, and a nasty protective shot comes through from Clowner. There was no reacting to that one, I'm afraid.
Not a chance at all. He didn't even think he got the kill. Clowner hearing the sound cues of Lylac, spawning on point B. Trying to play defensively here, gonna look to take the indoor section for cover! But the predictive dodgeball once more coming through for Clowner. That's a nice game win for Clowner here, lowering that map diff by 2. Still Lylac's victory here today though, so you've got to commend her for that very much so. She played very well through the 3 games, but Clowner showing off that secondary fire accuracy stat we covered at the beginning.
Very well played from both of these players. Now putting these players together at a 1-1 tiebreaker for the next series. After Clowner winning that first series between these two as Zenyatta, so stay tuned for the next tiebreaker game between these 2 players on Reaper. Keep an eye out for that one. I've been Will.
No, you have not. And thank you all very much for watching.
I will follow my path.
Enemy needs 5 kills to win.